We're at the United States Hockey Hall of Fame. Join with us on youth hockey of Doug Polazari. Thanks for joining us today, Doug.
Thank you, Tony. Happy to be here.
It's a huge honor just to be here. I've been here, I told you, several times, and it's great to be a guest of yours here today. Let's talk a little bit about, you're from Eveleth. We're in Eveleth, Minnesota. Eveleth's got two of the greatest names and probably several more, Willard Eichela and John Masich. Talk about, there's got to be more that come from here, including yourself.
Well, those are two great ones for sure. Friends of mine and people that I respect. But Eveleth's got more inductees into the Hall of Fame than any city in the country. There's some great names like Frankie Brimstick and John Matches, John Mariucci, Sam Lepresti, Mike Caracas. I mean, we can go on and on with Eveleth. So that's one of the reasons that Eveleth was chosen to host the
It's
Hockey
just
Hall of
this
Fame.
dripping with history. Tell me a little bit about you grew up here. What was it like playing the Hippodrome? What was it just tell me about the atmosphere there.
You know, when we were young, we never really got inside very often. We only got to play on Saturday mornings.
Ever, really?
Inside, yeah. You played all your games outside, your practices outside, and until you got a little older. When you got up to Pee-wee's, Bantams, I guess you got to get inside a little bit more, and that was good. But we spent a lot of time on the outdoor rinks back then.
Do you think the Eveleth kids today realize what a great place it is?
Well, I think so. If they walk in that Hippodrome, it's pretty hard not to. It's like a museum to itself. I mean, they've really done a nice job with all the photographs and pictures and creating the history that is Eveleth hockey down there. So I'm sure all the kids have that feeling that I had when I went in the Hip as a young kid and saw those pictures on the wall of NHLers and Olympians and
Pretty cool.
people that we really looked up to.
All right, talk a little bit about the history. How was the Hall of Fame started, and how did it get to the point where it is today?
Well, Eveleth applied to be the site for the Hall of Fame because of the great history of hockey here and the success that the city and the area has had in the sport. And they beat out some other cities, and that was they opened the museum in 1973, so in another week we'll start to celebrate our 45th anniversary here as the Hockey Hall of Fame here in Eveleth. So we're excited about that, and we're going to have some plans for a good year. But so it's 45 years of really celebrating American hockey and the accomplishments, and especially the inductees for what they've contributed to our sport.
That's a pretty cool thing. Talk a little bit about how many visitors come here, and what's the most popular time of year when they come?
Well, we get a little over 10,000 a year in visitations. I think our guests really enjoy what we offer here and have a good time. In the summertime is our busiest time because there's a lot more tourism up here when it's not 20 below. But we're open 7 days a week in the summer, and the rest of the year we're open Friday, Saturday, Sunday. In the wintertime, we get a lot of teams traveling through for tournaments, and that's always fun. And of course, if they're coming through on days we're not open, we will open for them. So
Yeah, if you call ahead, right?
If they call ahead and let us know. So.
I'm sure you got kids that are playing in tournaments in Hibbing, Virginia, and Eveleth that will make their way down here, make it way over here for the tournament, to see the hall, right?
All the time, yeah. That's a good thing, and they all enjoy it. I think one of the things that they really like, most of the kids anyway, they like the interactive areas. We've got a couple of places where they can shoot pucks, not the real ones, by the way.
Right.
But, target shooting and also the speed shot. And we've got bubble hockey and those kind of things. So the kids like that, and the grown-ups are more into looking through all the history that's here and so forth.
Is it fun for you to see people from all shapes and sizes, not just the Minnesotans? I mean, the Minnesotans probably make up a lot of it, but the people that come from all over the country. Talk about those types of people that make their way here.
You never know who's going to walk through those doors. We get people from everywhere and in different countries. We'll get some friends from Finland. We'll have people just so many different places, and that's one of the fun parts about the job, actually. And they're wondering, why is this here? And then they come through and they say, well, they're really impressed with it.
Talk a little bit about the inductee process. You had a few inductees each year. Talk how that works for just your average fan.
Well, here at the museum, we do not select who's enshrined into the museum. That's done with a committee run by USA Hockey. It's a nationwide committee with representation from different areas, and the process is anyone can nominate someone to be inducted, and there's application forms, and that you can obtain through USA Hockey. They have to be done each year, and I believe it's January and February is when they accept nominations, and then they evaluate everyone that's been nominated and determine who will be inducted.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Each year, this year's class was great. Every one of the names and the teams that are represented here is a great representation of our great game in the country here.
They just had the induction in Boston last week, and we attended, many of us from our board, and it was done very well. I mean, a really first-class event put on by USA Hockey. Another great class, and you know, American hockey has come so far over the years, and certainly we're getting some really incredible people inducted into the museum.
Well, thanks for your time today, Doug. I appreciate you sharing the hall with us today.
Well, Tony, thanks for coming to see us. I know you've been here before, but I think you'll see some changes. And
I can't wait. I can't wait to check it out and sink my teeth into it.
All right, thanks.